Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
Erich Fromm, The Art of Being, a guide to living authentically and embracing true self-awareness. Life's deepest moments appear when you least expect them. That burst of understanding while watching a sunset. That profound realization during an ordinary conversation. These glimpses reveal how humans naturally grow, understand, and transcend limitations. But with screens demanding our attention or promising instant results, finding authentic paths to development can challenge even the most dedicated seekers. This blank lays out the difference between quick, superficial change and genuine, lasting transformation, and offers time-tested approaches for growth. By exploring the nature of consciousness, the power of focused attention, and methods for genuine self-understanding, you'll discover how to expand your awareness and access deeper insight. Sound good? Then let's jump right in. On human nature and well-being. Why are we alive? This deceivingly simple question opens a window into human existence. While all living beings share an instinctive drive to survive, humans uniquely seek meaning beyond mere existence. This leads to a basic question about happiness versus genuine well-being. Nature offers us wisdom through a simple example: the rosebush. The rose grows according to its nature, pushing through soil to reach sunlight, developing leaves and blooms that express its full potential. The gardener can help by creating good conditions, but the rose's drive comes from within. Like roses, humans have natural drives toward growth and development, but our path requires more nuance. This natural growth stands in stark contrast to modern definitions of success. You might achieve everything society tells you to desire: money, status, possessions, yet still feel fundamentally unsatisfied. Why? Because real well-being comes from developing your innate human capacities, your ability to reason, to love, to create. These powers grow through use, unlike material possessions, which get depleted. When you share love or exercise reason, these qualities actually increase. The more you give, the more you have. Sadly, such authentic development faces a lot of obstacles in our current world. Take modern forms of so-called Western democracy. While overt control has decreased, subtle forms of domination have increased. You feel free as a consumer choosing between products, but at the same time, you're becoming increasingly powerless in the face of giant organizations and bureaucracies. In other words, you're free to choose between soap brands while losing the freedom to shape your own life. This external control works hand in hand with internal chains. Fears, greed, illusions that keep you stuck in patterns of unfulfilling behavior. This dual imprisonment explains why quick fixes and weekend workshops fail to create lasting change. Real transformation requires a systematic approach combining two elements: liberation from external control and freedom from internal shackles. The path is demanding. It requires sustained effort, true awareness, and the courage to face uncomfortable truths. But unlike the fleeting pleasure of consumption or the temporary high of spiritual shortcuts, this effort brings lasting and growing joy. To illustrate this process, consider what it's like to learn an instrument. Early practice often feels awkward and frustrating, but ongoing dedication leads to genuine joy and playing beautiful music. The same principle applies to developing human capacities. Initial difficulty gives way to deeper satisfaction. The first step is to honestly examine yourself. Are you truly free, or just choosing between pre-packaged options? Are you developing your human capacities, or just accumulating things? Are you growing toward your full potential, like the rose? Or are you stunted by artificial limitations? These questions might feel uncomfortable, but they open the door to authentic growth. The answers to these questions point beyond personal improvement to the full spectrum of human development. Just as roses fulfill their nature through perfect blooms, humans reach fulfillment by developing their unique capacities for thought, connection, and creativity. This creates a deep sense of well-being that material success alone can never match. The spiritual marketplace. These days, the path to genuine fulfillment winds through a marketplace filled with false promises and quick fixes. This becomes crystal clear when looking at how spiritual growth has turned into a commercial product, with ancient practices repackaged as instant solutions. Take Transcendental Meditation, or TM, a movement that transformed a simple meditation practice into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. The technique itself isn't the problem. It's based on the legitimate practice of focusing on a mantra, a word or phrase used for concentration. But it has become distorted. Teachers claim to choose a unique mantra perfectly matched to each individual's personality, despite having mere minutes to assess someone they've just met. They promise that any personal wish can be fulfilled through the practice, while charging considerable sums for what was traditionally freely shared wisdom. This pattern repeats across the spiritual marketplace. In California, legitimate methods like body awareness and meditation get mixed into a spiritual smorgasbord, where sensitivity, joy, and enlightenment are promised in short courses. Business executives and college students alike can sample from this buffet of quick fixes with little effort required. The underlying message? Transformation should be pleasant and convenient. But this no-effort doctrine reveals something deeper about Western culture. People have developed an almost phobic reaction to pain and difficulty. Modern education exemplifies this. Every course must be made as easy and fun as possible, with professors labeled authoritarian if they demand real effort. This attitude extends beyond learning to all areas of life, like taking the car to drive 2 blocks rather than walk, using calculators for simple arithmetic, expecting growth without struggle, wisdom without work. Perhaps most concerning is how truth mixes with deception. Legitimate techniques get blended with false promises, and real insights get packaged with comfortable lies. This mixing makes the deception harder to spot than outright falsehoods. You might experience genuine benefits, feeling more relaxed, energized, or peaceful, while missing the deeper transformation that requires more sustained effort. Selling transformation this way creates real harm. By promoting painless solutions, these programs prevent people from engaging in authentic growth. Imagine someone watching exercise videos without moving. They might learn about fitness, but never build strength. The same applies to personal development. Surface-level engagement can't replace dedicated practice. Actual transformation requires something different. The willingness to face difficulty, the courage to make a sustained effort, and, most importantly, the ability to distinguish authentic paths from comfortable illusions. This understanding opens the door to genuine awakening, but only if you're willing to leave the spiritual marketplace behind. Awakening consciousness. Beyond the spiritual marketplace lies a fundamental question. What does genuine awakening look like? The answer often appears in unexpected moments. A face you've known for years, perhaps a friend, family member, or colleague, suddenly reveals itself anew. Without analysis or thought, you might notice something fresh about them, or see their essential nature with startling clarity. This momentary awakening shows the difference between routine consciousness and real awareness. Most people float through life in partial awareness. Watch someone at their desk, moving through tasks with dull attention. Then, Notice how they light up as they meet someone they love. Their eyes shine, their energy shifts, their whole self becomes alert and present. These different states of awareness show us something valuable about consciousness. It rises and falls based on what captures our full attention. Your state of awareness points to your deepest nature. Some people spark to life in dangerous situations. Others light up chasing success or creating art. Many find their fullest self through deep human connection. But these brief moments of heightened awareness stay limited to specific triggers. Having truly clear perception means seeing all of reality with equal brightness, beyond personal wants and needs. A walk through a city illustrates this principle beautifully. During a regular commute, the mind narrows to practical concerns, time, tasks, destinations. But walking those same streets with a visitor opens your senses wide. The buildings glow with detail. Street sounds create complex patterns. Light plays across surfaces in surprising ways. The city hasn't changed, but you have. Your entire awareness has expanded beyond its usual focus on mere utility to embrace the fullness of what's there. The challenge is that modern life constantly pulls us toward mechanical consciousness. The endless stream of information, the demand for multitasking, the constant digital distractions, they all train us to skim the surface rather than dive deep. We drift through life in a waking dream, absorbing information without true awareness and moving through routines without being fully present. Honing your attention can break this cycle of scattered awareness. Cultivate clarity through simple daily habits. Savor a meal with your full focus. Truly listen to someone without distraction. Feel each step as you walk. These small moments of complete attention will add up to a new way of seeing. This practice of true awakeness extends far beyond the familiar territory of mindfulness. Through it, you'll begin to see reality with pristine clarity, free from the fog of habitual thinking, assumptions, and self-centered views. With time, you'll find ordinary experiences revealing their hidden richness, and every moment sparkling with insight. The power of stillness. This awakening to reality requires specific practices, and none is more fundamental than concentration, a capacity that has become surprisingly rare in modern life. Look around, and you'll see people doing several things at once: watching TV while eating, reading while talking to friends, even installing television screens above their beds to watch during intimate moments. This scattered attention runs far deeper than simple habit. Our fundamental ability to engage deeply with life has diminished. Most people assume that concentration is tiring, that it depletes energy. But the opposite is true. It's actually the lack of concentration that makes us tired, while genuine, focused attention energizes. Think about being absorbed in a meaningful conversation or engaging work. Time flows, energy rises, you feel more alive. This isn't a coincidence. Concentration mobilizes our inner resources, awakening rather than depleting us. The path to developing this capacity starts surprisingly simply, by learning to sit still. Try it for 10 minutes. Find a quiet spot and do nothing. Don't actively try to think of nothing. Just sit without an agenda and become aware of what happens. You'll quickly discover why this seems impossible for many people. Your body fidgets, your mind wanders, you feel an almost irresistible urge to do something, anything, rather than simply be present. This restlessness reveals how deeply the addiction to distraction runs. But this is where traditional meditation practices offer important lessons. Take the Buddhist approach to breathing awareness, for example. The method is straightforward. Observe your natural flow of breathing without attempting to change it. Maintain a gentle, steady awareness. Thoughts will arise, they always do, and each time, notice them without judgment and return to the breath. This will build your capacity for sustained, relaxed attention. The effects of meditation extend far beyond formal practice sessions. For instance, you might begin to notice how often mental commentary pulls you from direct experience, substituting thoughts about life for actual lived experience. This fresh awareness will effortlessly infuse your daily activities, eating, walking, conversing, adding presence to even the simplest moments. This practice also unveils something fascinating about satisfaction. Quick distractions might offer temporary relief, but they always leave you craving more. Focused attention, on the other hand, creates a deeper, lasting joy. Musicians find more pleasure in playing, artists in creating, and over time, even the act of concentrated awareness becomes fulfilling in itself. And last, the ability to sustain attention unlocks new opportunities for growth, especially when turned inward. By focusing on the patterns that hold you back, you can uncover what's limiting your progress. But real inner work takes more than just awareness. It requires the right tools and methods for meaningful self-exploration, which we'll look at in the final section. Mining the depths within. So you've established a focused awareness. Great! Now you can turn to one of the most powerful tools for inner transformation: systematic self-analysis. Many reject this possibility, believing that analyzing oneself requires professional help. But something remarkable happens when you devote regular time to exploring your inner world. Patterns emerge, insights arise, and hidden truths reveal themselves with surprising clarity. Think about what happens when you feel inexplicably tired. The conventional response is to search for physical causes or push through it. But next time, try something different. Sit with that tiredness and explore it without judgment. You might discover that your fatigue appeared after a specific conversation or decision. Following this thread can reveal deeper truths. Perhaps the tiredness is masking disappointment or protecting you from facing a difficult choice. This process of direct observation works like a personal detective story. Say you've suddenly lost interest in a romantic relationship. On the surface, you might be focusing on minor irritations with your partner. But then, careful self-observation reveals a pivotal discovery. Earlier, when you entered a room and saw your partner interacting with others, you glimpsed something that contradicted your idealized image. The depression that followed wasn't about your partner's specific faults, but about avoiding this uncomfortable recognition. The key to developing self-awareness is to establish a regular practice, ideally 30 minutes every morning, at the same time and in the same place. Start by observing what naturally arises: physical sensations, emotional states, recurring thoughts. Don't try to force insights or change anything. Simply maintain gentle, curious attention. It might feel like learning to read a new language. At first, the signals will seem confusing, but with practice, patterns will become clear. Dreams offer especially rich material for this exploration, not through their interpretation, but by following the emotional threads they reveal. A dream about being unprepared for an exam might connect to your current feelings of inadequacy. A recurring dream of being lost might point to deeper uncertainties about your life's direction. The goal isn't to analyze every symbol, but to use your dreams as windows into hidden aspects of yourself. Most importantly, this practice reveals your resistances, the ways you automatically avoid uncomfortable truths. You might notice how quickly you dismiss certain thoughts, or how specific memories trigger an urge to distract yourself. These moments of resistance often point to the most important areas for exploration, like a sore spot in a muscle that indicates where a massage is needed. Psychological resistance often guards the areas that need your attention the most. This growing self-awareness lays the groundwork for true transformation, not because you're forcing change or following rigid methods, but because you're shedding light on what was once hidden. And as your awareness deepens, patterns that once felt set in stone will start to shift, making room for meaningful change in how you relate to yourself and the world around you. The main takeaway of this Blink to the Art of Being by Eric Fromm is that true transformation requires moving past quick-fix solutions to develop your innate capacity for growth, awareness, and understanding. Like a rose growing towards sunlight, humans naturally evolve when given the right conditions. Unfortunately, modern life often blocks this development through external control and internal limitations. Real change takes both focused attention and honest self-examination. While the spiritual marketplace offers comfortable shortcuts, authentic growth comes from sustained effort and a willingness to explore your inner self. In time, these practices will help you unlock deeper layers of consciousness and find fulfillment beyond material success. Okay, that's it for this Blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you soon.